The pre-dawn chill grips the sun-baked plains as Roman vanguard scouts move like silent shadows along the eastern ridges. Gripping heavy pylons firmly at rest, they stand shoulder to shoulder, their weathered leather armor catching the first faint light while steadily scanning the distant Carthaginian camp. As dawn breaks across the sweeping southern grasslands, Massinissa's allied cavalry align their mounts along the western approach. Each rider leans forward with disciplined anticipation, curved javelins resting firmly in their hands, while their horses step in synchronized rhythm across the Moving into the early morning light, the Carthaginian war elephants advance in a towering phalanx of muscle and iron. Mahouts brace against the shifting weight of armored beasts, their ceremonial blankets catching volumetric rays as massive feet strike the cracked earth in perfect sync. By mid-morning, the Roman light infantry launched their opening barrage across the central basin. Athletic bodies twist in perfect unison as they release javelins in rhythmic volleys, their bronze shields gleaming under the warm light, while every projectile traces. A wall of iron and fury surges forward from the western ridge as Carthaginian mercenaries march toward the Roman center. Gripping long swords firmly at rest, they move with disciplined aggression, their chainmail and weathered shields catching the sunlight while maintaining. At noon, the Roman first line advances upon the central plateau in a disciplined wall of steel and resolve. Principes grip swords firmly at rest, their bronze helmets and leather cuirasses carved by stark shadows as veteran warriors deliver the decisive. Battling through the early afternoon heat, Hannibal's veteran infantry holds their ground against the crushing Roman advance. Each warrior grips a long spear firmly at rest, braced against relentless pressure, while their bronze plates and wooden shields form an unbreakable defensive line. Circling the enemy rear across the southern grasslands, Numidian skirmishers maintain a fluid ring of motion under the golden hour glow. Gripping curved javelins firmly at rest, they lean forward with disciplined precision, their horses stepping in synchronized rhythm as they prepare to. A thunderous wave of steel and momentum surges across the western plains as Roman cavalry pursues the breaking enemy flank. Legionaries grip cavalry spears firmly at rest, their bronze helmets and leather armor carved by deep shadows, while mounted warriors shatter the retreat. Within the central command tent at dusk, Carthaginian officers observe the battlefield from a raised wooden platform. Gripping tactical staffs firmly at rest, they stand squared against fading light, their bronze insignia and weathered armor illuminated by volumetric rays as they track the collapse. Deploying along the eastern reserve ridge at twilight, the Roman second line forms a final wall of iron and resolve. Triarii grip heavy pylons firmly at rest, their bronze shields and leather cuirasses highlighted by warm tones as veteran warriors prepare for the decisive strike. Surging forward to anchor the collapsing center across the western reserve plain, Carthaginian reserves brace against relentless Roman pressure. Gripping long swords firmly at rest, they maintain perfect alignment, their chainmail and wooden shields carved by deep shadows as they hold the final line. Aligning their mounts for a final coordinated strike upon the northern approach, Numidian heavy riders lean forward with disciplined precision, gripping heavy lances firmly at rest. Their bronze plates and leather armor catch volumetric rays as allied warriors march to seal the enemy's defeat. Piercing the enemy rear along the eastern gap, the Roman flanking wedge strikes with precise momentum and unwavering resolve. Legionaries grip short swords firmly at rest, their bronze helmets and leather cuirasses catching the fading light as disciplined ranks shatter the opposing retreat. Standing firm against the crushing weight of the Roman advance across the central plain, Carthaginian center breakers maintain their ground. Gripping long spears firmly at rest, they move with disciplined aggression, their bronze plates and wooden shields carved by deep shadow. Observing the battlefield from a raised platform atop the western command hill, Roman commanders track every shift in momentum. Gripping tactical staffs firmly at rest, their bronze insignia and weathered armor catch the last volumetric rays as veteran leaders direct the final victory. Surging forward in a final wave of disciplined momentum along the southern ridge, returning Numidian cavalry seals the enemy's collapse. Gripping curved javelins firmly at rest, their scale armor and wool cloaks catch the golden light as allied riders pursue the retreating center. Breaking into scattered lines of disciplined retreat across the western exit, Carthaginian warriors move with controlled urgency toward distant hills. Gripping long swords firmly at rest, their chainmail and wooden shields catch the morning light as veteran soldiers preserve their remaining strength. Moving forward in a final display of iron and resolve across the central plateau, Roman legionaries claim the decisive triumph. Gripping short swords firmly at rest, their bronze helmets and leather cuirasses catch volumetric rays as synchronized steps echo across the conquered plain. Holding their ground in a final display of allied strength upon the eastern plateau, Numidian riders secure the hard-won peace. Gripping heavy lances firmly at rest, their bronze plates and leather armor catch the stark light as veteran warriors mark the dawn of a new order.